Hello, I'm Dr. Helen Pinsanti, and welcome to Doctor, where medical conversation meets everyday understanding for you and your health. Today, we're talking about telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of our chromosomes. They play a central role in aging, disease, and even potential regenerative therapies. To help us understand what telomeres are, why they matter, and what new treatments are on the horizon, I'm joined by my colleague, Dr. Bryn Henderson, a board-certified physician, leader in regenerative medicine. Dr. Henderson, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a privilege.
All right, to start with, this is a new word for a lot of people. What exactly are telomeres? And why should we even care about them?
Well, telomeres are like the plastic tips on the end of your shoelaces. They protect our chromosomes fraying or fusing together. Each time a cell divides, telomeres shorten a little. When they get too short, the cell can no longer divide and either becomes inactive or dies. That's a key driver of aging and also of certain diseases.
Right. So when these telomeres, or as you described them, the ends of the shoelaces, when they don't work properly, what happens to our shoelaces?
Well, we see what are called telomere biology disorders. These are inherited conditions where mutations in telomere-related genes cause the cells to run out of chromosomal protection too quickly. Depending upon the gene and the inherited patterns, patients may develop bone marrow failure, lung fibrosis, liver disease, or early signs of aging.
Can you now walk us through the genetics here? This is so new right now. We're at the cutting edge of a new world of medicine.
Absolutely. Maintenance relies on a network of genes. The core telomerase enzyme rebuilds telomere ends. Other genes help during the replication. Finally, the shelterin complex, Shelterin, shelterin complex, are 6 proteins that cap and protect the telomere. Mutations in these genes can be inherited in dominant, recessive, or X-linked fashion. What's striking is a phenomenon called genetic anticipation. Each generation inherits shorter telomeres, so the disease tends to appear earlier and more severely.
Is this the expression that we hear, survival of the fittest? Does this come into play when people die early or they have diseases that their telomeres have worn out in the next generation?
Absolutely, and favors people who have longer, stronger telomeres. It's a fascinating point. During embryonic life, telomerase activity is at its peak. And because the cells are dividing rapidly to form organs, after birth, telomerase largely shuts down in most tissues except for stem cells, blood cells, and reproductive organs. That means a baby's telomere length at birth sets the starting line for life. If they inherit a mutation that impairs telomerase, problems can show up early in childhood syndromes, for example, or if later in life they have lung or liver disease.
All right, well, let's bring in the traditional Chinese medicine about telomere biology.
Well, traditional Chinese medicine focuses on maintaining balance all the time. And so resilience across the whole body is what they're interested in. And interestingly, some herbal remedies overlap with modern telomere science. Extracts from the herbs have been shown in lab studies anyway, and even in some clinical trials, to increase telomerase activity and lengthen telomeres in certain cells. Other herbs have antioxidant effects that may protect telomeres from damage.
Oh, that makes me feel better. So there is hope.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what are the clinical signs that make a physician suspect a telomere disorder?
Well, in adults anyway, the red flags are bone marrow failure for sure, and unexplained interstitial lung disease, like lung fibrosis, the cryptogenic liver cirrhosis or unusual onset of cancers. Patient might also show subtle features like premature hair graying, nail problems, or mucosal lesions. Diagnostic workup often starts with measuring the telomere length in white blood cells, followed by a genetic tree testing.
And how do you test the length of a telomere with a white blood cell?
That's done chemically. Telomere length testing measures the protective aspect of the DNA caps. I mean, they protect the ends of the shoelace. The thing to follow here is the flow fish. The flow fish method is a leading technique that uses fluorescent probes, and flow cytometry to assess telomere length in different blood cell types, providing insights into the age-related conditions, helping to guide diagnosis and treatment decision as it crosses the telomere biology disorders.
Okay, so now you've got all these people, you see them all over the internet where they're saying, my age in reality is 75, but
my chronological age is X and my biological age
is Y. Yeah. So are they like sneaking in with their money and
what we can do is we can watch people age by measuring the telomere. And so we know how many years of extra life they have. That's their biological age.
All right, let's shift to treatment. What regenerative approaches are being explored right now?
Well, there's several exciting areas here. Gene therapy being one of them. Delivering telomerase genes using viral vectors has already extended the lifespan of many illnesses and improved health in animal studies as well, without ever increasing cancer risk when carefully controlled. The small molecules with the intraceuticals, products like TA65 from Astragalus that show some promise in lengthening telomeres in older adults. The cell-based therapies, the reprogramming of cells into induced pluripotential stem cells, resets telomere length, offering a potential pathway for tissue regeneration. And we do that today in our office.
That's great. Who wouldn't want that? So let's talk about lifestyle factors that affect telomere health. What are people doing wrong to shoot themselves in the foot?
Well, the telomeres are very sensitive to stress, as well as many other bad habits, smoking, obesity, poor diet, and as well as a chronic inflammation, all accelerate the shortening of telomeres. On the positive side, exercise, a Mediterranean-style diet, stress reduction. Big deal here is sleep. Probably the most important thing you can do is sleep, and they're all linked to slower telomere attrition. These lifestyle strategies are safe, accessible ways to protect cellular health while we wait for more advanced therapies from the world of regenerative medicine.
All right, so a patient comes to your office. What's the outlook for an average patient that comes and says, I want you to help me with my telomeres and protecting the length from shortening and possibly growing longer?
There's a lot of wisdom in that, but so far, to date anyway, I've never had a patient come in and ask to be protecting the length of their telomeres. In fact, this whole concept is novel. Understanding it is very new. It's not even taught in many colleges yet. So what we do is we find out your balance in your body for the various lifestyle things that you can immediately change to increase the length of those. For the general population, there's a window into how to have healthy lifestyles, and as well as be careful the environment you're living in, because both can affect aging dramatically. And with new research, the telomerase-based therapies, some of which we're doing now, holds a very exciting future, and it's probably the real promise that's coming out of regenerative medicine.
Well, I know you have a mnemonic for telomere care. What is it?
Length.
And the L stands for?
Lifestyle, diet, exercise, stress management, and sleep.
E?
Early detection with telomere length testing in at-risk patients.
N?
And the nutraceuticals, like astragalus-derived compounds.
G?
Stands for the gene therapy approaches we've just discussed that are under study.
T.
is targeted surveillance for cancers and organ complications.
H.
Hematology and hepatology and pulmonology and all the work that needs to go into a multi-system function.
Well, thank you, Dr. Henderson, for guiding us through this fascinating world of telomeres. They may be tiny structures, but they have a massive impact on how we age and how we face disease. We know that it's all over the internet now. People are talking about it on all the social media sites. And so if you or a loved one is dealing with unexplained bone marrow, lung, or liver problems, or simply interested in healthy aging, think about calling Dr. Bryn Henderson's office, getting in here and getting the cutting edge treatment that he has available in his office. So thank you for being with us. If you would like to see Dr. Bryn Henderson in person, I encourage you to call 714-639-4013. His office is at 615 East Chapman Avenue in Orange, California. That's in Orange County, California. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, go to my website, www.askdrhelen.com. That's www.askdrhelen.com. Until next time, I'm Dr. Helen Pinsanti. This is Doctor to Doctor, where real doctors share innovative information to bring hope to you for your health. Join us next time. Bye for now.